Okay. I'll record just in case. So then we've got it as a backup if you guys need it. Okay. All right. So working the plan is, remember we had planning and then we had coaching our last module. And now working the plan is kind of circling back and looking at revisiting some of that. And the reason for that is, that, like you see on the screen, plan the work the plan, right? That planning is one thing, execution is another thing, and then a habit is really what we want you to develop when it comes to planning. Because when you develop that, you're on top of your business, you know what's going on, and then you can also, as a leader of leaders, as your business grows, you can also duplicate that same behavior with your team. So that's what everything is all about, right? How to implement it myself, and then how to teach people on my team that really want to engage in this growth to do the same thing. So these are the things we're going to talk about a little bit. We'll talk about working the plan per campaign and then what you look at in the quarter. So again, some of it will be looking back where you were maybe a month ago as you're doing your application guide and seeing where you are today and what's different. So those will be good things for us to talk about on your one-on-one coaching calls. So, it is all about that plan that's working. So I already said it. It's planning, execute, track your progress. Planning, execute, track your progress. It's just, lather, rinse, repeat. And this is something to do every campaign, once again, and it's good to look at it every 6 campaigns, which we kind of call a quarter at Avon. So if you take a look at it every quarter, your short term is defined by the current campaign. Your long term, I already said it, is defined by the quarter or 6 campaigns. And a great tool. Is this back up yet, you guys? I forgot to look today. Is your dashboard back up? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been up for 2 or 3 days now.
Okay, good. So it must have come up over the weekend then, and I missed it. All right. So this is a great tool. Your Vibe dashboard is a great tool to look at your campaign progress really quickly and at a glance. And as you look at it, now with the meal plans not being so significant as they were in the past, your representatives can put orders in from day 1 to day 10 at noon. And so if they have changed their behaviors, that'll be some adapting on your part, right? To kind of see what that looks like. Now, I've heard from several leaders that not a lot of their representatives have necessarily changed their behaviors with regards to when they're placing their orders and when they're not. But the important things during the campaign is just to look at your numbers with regards to your title, to your current title, maintaining it, to your next title, advancing it. And then that allows you to look at, okay, where are my, am I accelerating right now? Am I kind of running a gap? And what do I need to do to maybe flip that around before the end of the campaign? So it's a good thing. Kelly, I know you look at this a lot.
Every day, several times. And I understand today there was supposed to be some changes that were becoming final. And I think it was mostly the dashboard and then just updating everything to Vibe for the close of campaign 9. But my earnings check is still not on there. There's no place where I can see any kind of earnings yet. And I'm kind of disappointed about that.
Well, I can tell you that's coming back on there. It's not something that is being removed, because I was in today in my training as a coach. I have training once a month, and in my training today, we were talking about planning, so it was perfect timing, and we were talking about the earnings report, and so that will be there. That's one of the reports. I mean, besides looking at your earnings, what else do you look at that report?
Are you talking about the earnings report itself or just the Vibe dashboard?
No, the earnings statement.
The earnings statement. Mm-hmm. I'll be very honest with you. I don't understand that thing very well. But I can tell approximately what my next paycheck is going to be. I can tell who's ordering and who's not ordering. And also I do know that it's based on if they pay their bill. If they don't pay their bill, I don't get paid. So
Correct.
naturally you want them to pay their bill.
Correct. Those are all good reasons to look at it. Another reason to look at it is it's a great tool to also really quickly, I mean, there's other ways you can do it too in other reports, but you can quickly identify, go down the list and see who is tracking around $200 a campaign too. And you can do that in your sales report as well. But you can also look at that, and that gives you an opportunity of, you know, identifying who might my next conversations be with regards to developing a titled leader on my team, depending, you know, and that might be something that you need to do. So this is a good example. Carrie right now is a bronze leader, and she's in the leadership development program, like just like you, and she checks her progress like you do, and she can see from her dashboard where she's at. And if she's at 99% of her title requirements, that's great. To get to silver leader, though, she wants to look at what she needs to do in addition. So when you look at here right now as a bronze leader, she's at 8,000. To get to silver leader, where does she need to be? Anybody know off the top of their head?
12,500.
12,500. I knew you'd know that. So the beautiful thing about the dashboard, if you don't already know this, you can, I'm circling right now, I hope you can see it. Here's where she currently is, that 99%. This is where she's at as a bronze leader. Where she wants to go is to silver leader. So all she needs to do is click on the next title level that she wants to be at, and then that will tell her where she is with regards to that title achievement. And it'll tell her what her gaps are. So when you look at this, she has a gap in sales because she needs 12.5 and she's at 7 something. Her personal sales are I think they're okay. Yep, they're great, 531. And then her first generation orders are good. You can see a check by that. But then a Gen 1 leader, that's in pink right down here. She's missing on that. So is this updated? I just thought about that. So silver.
It's not updated. That's the old plan.
We need to update this. So, so this is inaccurate. And so funny. I looked at this earlier today too, and I'm like, is this updated? And I didn't pay attention to this little piece right here.
I've got to go get my iPad and look at mine now.
Now you're inspired to see what yours looks like, Kelly, right?
Yeah. I haven't had the opportunity to look all day.
Oh, so, you got to go look. Yeah, that's important. That's important. It's fun to watch this little circle move up when you look at it.
And you can, yeah, absolutely. You can also type in a leadership representative in your downline and look at theirs too.
Right here,
so
right,
I use it. Yeah, I use it regularly to check on my team leaders too.
Thanks for reminding us about that, because Amy and I were doing some work in Vibe last week to her comment about somebody taking action on the email that she sent using the tools. And so as Kelly said, you guys, this is another place right on your dashboard that where I'm circling, search downline, just put their name in there, and then you'll see the same thing. You'll see their dashboard like you see your dashboard. So that is pretty cool. So you can see that Carrie has some opportunity to increase her sales to get that volume up to 12.5. And so, you know, there's a number of different ways that she could do that. You see them on the screen. Grow her team's total number of orders. So, you know, whatever her percentage of order activity is right now, she can increase that or grow her average team size. What else could she do?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at my iPad.
Kelly's engaged in her dashboard now.
Grow her team's number of orders, grow her team's average order size. Well, she could increase her personal sales.
She could. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She could do that. She could also convert some of her pending, right? If she's got some pending,
Oh, true.
if she's got
True.
some pending, we don't know. It doesn't tell us if she does. I'm assuming, but if she has some pending, which means somebody, signed the contract, signed up, but they haven't placed their first order yet. So if she's got some pending, that could give her some more volume. Those are just a couple things. So let's break this down a little bit. Now those are the 2 actions that we talked about to increase her sales, her team sales. Now you break it down to what are the activities that go along with that. So a couple activities for order here are, and I've seen people do this. I know, Kelly, you've done this a little bit. I've seen a lot of people do this, is share your best practices on social media. And so what would be an example of that?
Well, you mean like the posts that I make, or
Mm-hmm.
you said share best practices?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you do mean that. I like to share with the team what is going on every campaign. I share with them our growth. I share with them goals that I have set for the team. For example, our goal is, I've always put it as 15,000, because I know that if we get beyond the 12,500 for the actual sales leader or silver leader goal, that then we're one step closer to the next goal, which is going to be 20,000. But I like sharing that with the team because it creates a sense of community and importance. Each order is important. Each order counts. Each person makes a difference. And I express that in my team newsletter too.
Mm-hmm. Great. Awesome. And so you're doing that community, you're doing that recognition. Those are both best practices. Think about, I heard an interesting idea today. I'm going to share it with you. What did they call it? Oh, shoot. I can't remember. Let me see if I wrote it down. But again, on my training call, I heard an idea that they're doing in the Southeast, kind of collectively, and they're doing every campaign. I guess it's Avon Associates doing it. It would be, you could do this. You don't need to wait for an Avon Associate to do this. But the leader would pick like 2 products to highlight, 3 products to highlight, maybe create a bundle and go out in social media and say, the I system's a great one for campaign 10, right? It's such a great price right now. And so
Absolutely.
how are you driving that in social media? And so it's a great tool where you can say to your team, like on your team page, oh my gosh, this is what's happening in campaign 10. How are you leveraging this? Let's share some ideas or things like that. So I thought that was a really good idea I heard today. Follow up with rep no orders. Amy, you talked about that. You did that by utilizing how to use that email effectively and created a template. Amy created a template. So
Yay,
awesome.
Amy.
That
Good
was
job.
cool. Yeah, that was really cool. And then ideas. So there's team order. Any other ideas for team orders? How to increase your team total orders? Get that activity up. More orders.
I have a couple of ideas if someone else doesn't have any.
Go for it. If they do, they'll share after you.
Okay. Well, the team newsletter, I think, is a really good example. It's that group involvement, that we're all important, that we all matter. So encouraging the orders, you can't face them. Can't force them to order, but you can certainly encourage the orders, order reminders. With the new flexible ordering, I kind of got a little lost for a while because I had been sending out an email every day to whoever was in RPS 1 and then RPS 2, and I would give them a 2-day reminder that their order day is coming up. And in that reminder, I would highlight some of the products and the pages that those products were on, kind of like like you mentioned, Lori, about highlighting the products on Facebook. So I would highlight 2 or 3 things in the newsletter that their customers might really want to know about. and then encourage them to place the order. And then, of course, and I actually have a question about this one. After the campaign was over, I would send out a reminder that, they still had time to place their order. So they were getting at least 2 emails from me per campaign reminding them about their order. And then, of course, new representatives, I like to stay in really close connection with them about their order and the size of their order. And then I send out a reminder for their second order and remind them what their goal is if they're going for the Kickstart program.
Great.
But my question is, I don't know when to send a no order reminder anymore. I used to send it 2 days after the campaign closed because they still had that extra week where they could place a late order, and now we can't do that. So I'm a little lost. Can you give me any advice?
Well, let's talk about it. So think about the last day, the day 10 closes at noon. So what makes sense to you? If you gave them 2 days, is that what you said after that RPS closed? You would follow up 2 days? So maybe back it up 2 days from that.
But that's when I send them the reminder that they need to order before the campaign closes. So it's not a no order reminder at that point. It's just a reminder you still have a day, you have 2 days that you need to get your order in by noon.
Well, so maybe it's different language then. Maybe it's, I know we say no order reminder. You guys help me out, Amy or Polly, if you
I'm lost on that too.
Well,
I've been trying to figure out how to do this too.
Well, with flexible ordering, campaign 10 supposedly closes on May 1st, but the brochures are actually good for a month. So, if you think about it, campaign 10 is actually good till May 21st. So, I don't know. I know when I deal with my reps, they're very confused about the flexible ordering. So you could look at it that way and go May 3rd, but that seems awfully late. But I think, because I'm in RPS 4, or that's what our original was.
Right.
So it would be the end of this week. Because so many of my reps want to stick with that same Monday ordering.
And that sounds reasonable. Yeah, they would.
I would stick with, because Friday would be the normal end date for ordering. So then Monday, Tuesday would be, if they didn't have an order in by Friday, so then contact them by Monday.
I see.
So I guess I would.
You're going to keep it like what you did before, because all of your people were in RPS 4 and they're kind of still doing that behavior.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I have one who's in southern Wisconsin, but and another one who's up in Brainerd, who's on
do if you have
a different schedule.
That's a good question. So Amy's asking, what if you do, and I know Kelly has them all over too. So, that you've got people that were RPS 1 through 10. So their patterns are in that framework, right? That's kind of what you're saying, Amy. And
right.
Are most of you seeing your people keep their patterns in the same framework so far?
Yes.
Kelly's not sure, maybe. I have no idea. I've never really, there's a form on Vibe that tells you in the action alert, it'll tell you there, like right now, mine says 28 representatives are expected to submit an order in the next 3 days based on the timing of their last order submitted. Right. So you can use that. I'm still learning how to use that, how to get the timing right. But other than that, no, I really don't know. I posted on my Facebook group and I ask everyone to please share, and I'm getting zip for feedback. So.
Well, they might be confused. I mean, if we're confused, they might be confused, right? I mean, that's my thought. So maybe it's a matter of I don't know. Let me be really kind of bold here. I wonder if it's a matter of just kind of, for this discussion, throwing the RPS just out the window. That's a great report. I agree. And we did that report, Kelly, to support exactly what we're talking about right now. But say there's this window and you've got 300 people that you're hoping at least 75% of them place their order. Well, 100, you want 100, right? But we know 75% is a good number in this time frame because that generates this amount of volume for you, which gives you your paycheck at this title, right?
Right.
You're counting on that. So
Right.
that's how you pay your bills, right? So
Right.
how do I then, if I've got this time frame, what I don't necessarily have to think of RPS 1 through 10 anymore.
Right. Just think of the window.
Think of the window. Yes. So thank you, Amy. That's exactly the point. So think of the window. How many times would you want to contact this group of people to ensure that between here and here, you're tracking at whatever you normally track or higher for your activity, right? That would be something I think I'd want to watch for a couple campaigns, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of take a look at it for a couple campaigns, see what that flow looks like for your business. And then I think that might be able to help you then decide, and this kind of goes back to the best practices maybe on social media, might be a tactic you use. Kelly, use your newsletter. When is that going out in this time frame? When am I doing Facebook Live, Facebook posts? When am I sending emails in this time frame? So the different types of contact that you can make to get to that goal before the door closes. To Polly's point, yeah, your customers can place the order, the campaign goes longer, but the point is right now is you're counting on, in this 2-week time frame, this size paycheck.
Right.
So how can I best manage that? That's
And also
according to the
maintaining title.
flexible, yeah.
Sorry.
So
Go
what
ahead.
is
Well,
the,
the flexible, sorry, the flexible ordering schedule gives you 12 days. So from the 18th to the 1st. So if you as a team schedule whatever period, I don't know if you want to put your team on the same schedule.
so
That might be
I'm not catching you. What do you mean, Polly? Put your team on the same schedule, or they duplicate your behaviors? Is that what you mean? Like if you're doing, let's say day one of the, I'm just going to do an example. Day one, I'm the leader. I'm sending out, yay, Campaign 10 started. Look at that great offer on the front cover, blah, 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 right? And maybe I'm going to do that in a Facebook Live. I'm just going to give some different examples. So I do that. And then maybe, I mean, you got to decide how many times you're comfortable reaching out. So maybe you're going to do it at day 3, day 4. And maybe you're going to communicate a different way. Maybe you'll communicate via email to whoever hasn't placed their order yet. Maybe day 7, you're going to, I don't know, you guys help me out here. You're going to do something, and then maybe the day before, or maybe probably the day before, maybe not the morning of, because it closes at noon. I don't know. It depends on what you've got left out there that hasn't placed an order, right? If it's the morning of day 10 and everything closes at noon and you're 10% below where you normally run, you gotta adjust something, right?
so I'm sorry,
Yeah.
let me, so you are saying that the orders are due, or we're closing at noon versus midnight now?
Yes.
Right.
Flexible ordering.
Oh my
Yes.
God, I did
Yes.
not know that.
Yes. Yes.
Holy moly.
Yep. So
Well, I'm glad you figured it out right away, Amy. That way,
Yeah.
at least you didn't have to do it, more than one campaign with not knowing.
yeah. Yep. Noon on the
So
last
tell me-
day.
So tell me what, so campaign 10 closes what day now?
Campaign 10
well,
closes.
noon on the 1st.
Thank you, Paul.
Tuesday the 1st at noon your time, not noon Eastern or Central or Western, whatever those times are, noon your time, wherever you are.
The representative,
Yes,
Yes.
whoever's placing
not
the
us,
order.
not us, the representative.
Right. The individual placing the order. That
Wow.
is correct.
So
So
then,
here's-
so then in campaign 11, they say the brochure is effective 5/1. So that you mean to tell me that they can start placing orders from campaign 11 then, that date?
On May 2nd.
May
Okay,
2nd.
so on the back cover of campaign 11, it says brochure effective 5/1 to 5/14.
So what I would say about that, I believe it's 5, but if the brochure says 5/1, then that means at 12:01, it must flip over so somebody can place an order for campaign 11 in the afternoon. I don't know. I'd have to ask that question. Has
Okay.
anybody
That's
experienced
probably when the website turns over.
that? Right. The online store.
Yes.
But I thought your Avon did too as well. So if I went in on, I'm going to try this in campaign 11. I'm going to go in on 5/1 and I'm going to try and place my campaign 11 order.
In the morning, and then you're going to do it again in the afternoon, or are you just going to do it afternoon?
I'm just going to do it in the afternoon to see if it goes in campaign 11 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Well, I could
And
try.
I think,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think the reason they put 5/14 on the brochure, because if you put 5/15, the orders close at noon, and if you put the 15, then people would try to order that evening. So
That
that's
makes
why the
sense.
brochure says 14.
No,
No, I'm saying 5/1 though. I guess I'm not following you.
no, what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Amy,
don't
is
know
that
why they said 5/1.
one. Yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
looking
I
on
was
the back.
honestly confused about that myself because when you go in to look at your reports, I don't see reports for the end of campaign 10. I won't see them on 5/1. I'll see them on 5/2. I won't see them on 5/1 in the afternoon, even though it's closed. You won't see the reports until 5/2. Have you guys, did you experience that with campaign 9?
Yep.
I didn't look at any of it.
Yeah.
Well, the problem I ran into is that there's a very, very brief window of time where the numbers are accumulated and then they're gone.
Jeez.
I'm hoping that's only indicative of the startup, Kelly, and not of afterwards. So what was that window? What did you notice?
Well, I was watching all day on Tuesday, the day that the campaign closed, and I even called and asked about it because I wanted to know what the accumulated numbers were. And they said that they were not going to be completely calculated until like noon the next day, that it didn't update until late in the day on
Yep.
Tuesday or early in the day on Wednesday.
I saw
And so,
that.
you got to get up kind of early to, double check that, because if you wait till afternoon, it's already turned over to the next campaign.
So I get what you're saying. So to see your
Oh.
results for the end of the campaign, to totally know your results, you look at it the Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday morning is where you see it. But I don't, mine didn't flip over on Wednesday. Mine didn't flip over till Thursday.
So you guys are talking last week then?
Yeah.
Campaign 9?
Mm-hmm.
The end of the campaign, yeah, in
So
general.
that would have been from campaign 9, and that was last Tuesday and Wednesday. So that would have been what dates? Just so I can get on my calendar and
Sure.
just look and
The
see what you guys-
24th and 20. Wait, that's this
No,
week.
no.
Last week was the 17th and the 18th.
Yep.
Tuesday was the 17th. Wednesday was the 18th.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
then I can look back. Now I can go forward to 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And-
Yes.
Out then.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yes.
which will be next week? Okay.
Yep. Just mark your calendars, and then that's where you know
Yes.
that you can take a snapshot of what your business looked like, and then you've got it. You can, though, guys, also know that there's information you can see. And Amy, I think you and I looked at it. Kelly, I know you know where it is. Polly, I'm not sure you know yet. But in the leadership planning calculator, it will show you also, some of your high level numbers and we're going to look at that in just a minute too, but it'll show you some of your high level numbers for the last 6 campaigns. It always goes back 6 campaigns, and then it'll go forward. You can project for the forward. But that's a tool that it takes some practice with. And so it's definitely something we can do on one-on-one, but that's another place where you can look at your history as well. But I know it is nice to see all of it right at the close, everything you want to see. So I get what you guys are saying. I feel your pain. I had the same experience last week as well. Okay, so average order size. So we talked about orders, average order size, some ideas that you see on the screen. Share add-on sales ideas with your team. You know what add-on sales are, right? So teach your team how to do that. So the best way to teach your team how to do that is when you practice it, make sure they know what you do and give them some tips of how to do that. That could be a fun email. That could be a fun Facebook Live, whatever. Same thing with cross category. You know, you guys know about cross categories. So they buy jewelry. How about some shoes to finish the look, right? So always thinking about those add-on sales and teaching your team to think about those add-on sales. That's going to create an increase in your average order size for your team. Any other ideas that you guys have with regards to that?
I absolutely love the A box. And matter of fact, I shared that with my prospect today. They were into Etsy. They love it when they get their Etsy box. And I showed them the A box on the back of the Avon brochure, and she just loves Avon, and she was so excited about that. And as someone who's looking at the opportunity, she was very excited about how she could use that to build her business. So definitely those add-on sales. I kind of miss that we don't do too many bundles anymore, but they have been bringing them back lately. I noticed I think it was campaign 10 or campaign 11, they have a 5-piece Imari set on sale, and I haven't seen one of those in probably a couple of years. So it's nice to see those coming back.
Well, and
definitely,
you guys have requested it, Kelly. So the company listening to that, yeah. And
good.
when you guys go,
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to switch up to something that's really, it's not a lot of money for this product, but has anybody heard if they're going to bring back the Care Deeply with aloe vera?
I haven't heard that. I have no idea, Amy. You know what, though?
Because, you know, they brought it back at Christmas time, and all of my orders didn't even get filled because I had 20 customers that wanted that lip balm.
Wow.
And yeah, it was not a good thing.
Wow. So
I had to make it fair, and I had to separate them so everybody got something.
That was nice. That was nice. Honestly, Amy, the best thing to do with that, and you probably already do it, is to hit that little email thing on your avon.com support, contact us, and say, my customers are screaming for the Care Deeply lip balm. When can we bring it back?
Right.
Because that's usually what brings things back at Avon is an outcry.
They had seen that. Yeah. I mean, they had seen that at Christmas time, because before even Christmas was over, it was gone. We could no longer get it. And it was just a small one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I was ordering it. Customers were ordering it at regular price, $2 just to get it. Because they didn't want to do the bundle that they had. Remember, they had the little first size hand creams. And they didn't want to do the bundle. They just said, I just want the lip balm. So
did they order the bundle just to get the lip balm?
No, they ordered the lip balm at $2.
Okay.
Regular price.
Okay.
Want to mess with it. And like the first few campaigns, I got it. And then after that, as we got closer to Christmas, it was gone. It was exhausted. And I know it was exhausted if I don't get it, because my orders are hand packed.
Yep.
And
I would just use that comment. Honestly, that's you guys probably don't feel like it sometimes, but you definitely have when it comes to the power of the voice. It's not from me or anybody that's an employee at Avon. Right. It comes from that conversation with the company. That's what brings products back. So, all right. So we talked a little bit, I think, about this one already. Remember, the example was wrong, but let's say she didn't have any leaders in her generation. She has 0. And so she needs 1. So obviously she's got to, find somebody new and develop that person to that status, or identify a team member and have that conversation with them. Hey, there's other money on the table here. Would you like to hear about it? And have that, that open-ended relationship building conversation. And, there's the tip that we talked about in coaching. Remember, if somebody doesn't want to be coached, they're not the person that you're going to be coaching, right? It's going to be somebody that wants to have that conversation. So again, tracking your progress, looking at things by campaign, looking at things by quarterly. So here's an example, and this is actually kind of a snapshot of the leadership calculator, if you will. Remember, it's broken down into 2 sections. It measures your personal tracking, and then it measures your team tracking. And so both
Has anyone else tried to pull that up yet?
Pardon? Yeah, we did one time.
Has anyone else tried to? I get an error.
And you're doing it on an iPad, right?
Error.
You're doing it on an iPad?
Yep.
So let me go through this, and then let's see if we can pull it up. Let's see if we can do that. So again, this is kind of redundant, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. But again, we're talking about here's what we need to do, and what are the action items that go to it. So, personal results, prospect more, go back to people make that 5x5 contacts, opportunity meetings. Avon is all over opportunity pop-up meetings right now. We could spend an hour talking about that. Using, some of what you've learned in this class and how that can help you open some doorways. And then, again, when it comes to the team piece of it, looking periodically, every campaign, kind of run your sales report, if you will, your earnings statement, whatever, and look at who's tracking, because those are the people that you can maybe coach, to move them in the direction of a new team member. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time there, but you can see the list on the screen, similar to what we've talked about. Is there anything different that jumps out? How about team competitions? Anybody doing that? Kelly, you're doing that. Hey, Kelly, share that story you shared with me about the representative, how that competition and recognition got you in a conversation.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was just thinking about her. I was just actually writing a note down about her. In my team, we did a you asked, I listened sales increase incentive, because I was getting feedback from the team that all my incentives were for leadership and recruiting, and they wanted a sales incentive. So we did a sales incentive. If they had the team member from LOA 0, or rather 1 through 26, and the team member from 27 through 999, who had the highest sales increase over their previous campaign, won a sample bundle from me as a prize. And I've sent them out diligently. Matter of fact, this last campaign, I actually sent them out before I even posted the winners in my team newsletter or on Facebook for team recognition. And she got the one of the winners got hers the very next day, and she emailed me and told me that the cosmetic company that she's worked for 17 years went bankrupt, and she lost her job, and that my prize to her came at the perfect time, because she took it as a sign that she needs to grow her Avon business. So she and I are meeting. She's actually coming to the face-to-face sales meeting that I'm doing here in my hometown on Thursday, and she's been asked to sit at the reservation table or the registration table at my local President's Club recognition on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
I'll get to meet her on Wednesday. She's going to sit at my table and have lunch with me on
Nice.
Wednesday. She's just loving that. She wants to, quote, pick my brain. Hopefully
Perfect.
she'll leave some for me.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great example of create team competitions, offer prizes, and a great example of how that can not only improve her life, but it's going to improve the structure of your team as well. To have somebody else that's, wanting to grow her business even bigger is going to support growing your business even bigger too. So said it a
Absolutely.
million times on this call. Track your results. Look at your dashboard consistently. The suggestion is daily or every other day to determine what actions you may need to add or do something different, tweak. And then the same thing with your 6 campaigns. So let's go to
I just thought of something else
Yes.
that we can do to grow our team sales.
awesome.
I've been reaching out to customers a lot lately and encouraging them to consider membership. And when you think about it, you're losing a customer. But at the same time, over the long run, if she's going to make money sharing the opportunity, even if she only started to get a discount, that's going to grow your team sales. And if you do that with several customers, it's going to grow exponentially. So that's a really great way to grow your orders and your team sales.
Thanks, Kelly. I think I sent that to you guys, or I posted it on the Leadership Development Facebook page. The example
Yes.
of, did I, Kelly? So the example of this customer that orders the certain amount, which was a pretty good customer every campaign, what that nets you versus this customer who becomes a team member and does, even if they are a personal shopper or very, and they have some consistent orders, that's going to net you a bigger income than them staying your customers. So if you haven't seen that example, it's posted on our Leadership Development Facebook page is where I think I put it. So, all right. So before we go into that report, I like this quote by Napoleon Hill. I like him. He has good quotes. It's literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. It's that law of duplication. Zig Ziglar, together everyone achieves more. It just does happen that way. So let's do, I won't go over the application guide. I sent it to you guys this afternoon. Here's our hot topic question. What is your proudest moment as an Avon leader? And then I think I'm going to talk to you guys one-off about just opportunity meetings, what thoughts you might have. There's a couple slides on that, so I'll maybe just send those slides to you. Kelly, what's your coffee, tea, and called? Coffee, tea, and?
Opportunity.
Why couldn't remember that to say.
And it's so straightforward too.
I was like, and then I'm struggling going on Facebook. I'm like, where is that? I know I said I'm going. Oh man, some days the brain doesn't work as well as I'd like it to.
And when you say you're going, I'm sure you mean you're going in spirit, right? I don't really expect to see you there. Okay.
So let me share that with you. Thank you, Kelly. So when you guys, if you ever put an event up in Facebook and it's a live event where you're meeting with people, what happened here? What I will always do when you invite me, I will always say I'm going, and the reason being is because then I can share it, or it looks like it shows your attendance bigger. If it's a Facebook party, I can go back and see your post, which it's not that I'm snooping on you, it's just fun to see your posts and what happens. So anytime you post something on Facebook, as far as an event goes, live or in social media, I'll say I'm going.
That's awesome. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. You're welcome. One of these days, Kelly, I'm really going to show up in real life.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm committed to being there too. If it's posted, I'm there. So
that's good to know, because you never know.
If you show up and
I might be in the area. You never know. I know we're getting close to, we've got about 3 minutes, so I'm going to go to this report. And again, we can, when we do our one-on-one coaching, we can pull this apart as well. But Kelly's right. The last time we looked at this, I think it was this group, right? And we did it at planning, and we couldn't open it, I think. There was something going on with it. Now, I've been in it since then, so I think we can get in. Kelly, do you mind if we go in yours?
No, not at all.
You're okay with that? Okay.
But I couldn't pull it up, so that might not be a successful attempt.
Let's see if I can.
Okay.
Then we'll know if maybe it's were you trying to pull it up on an iPad?
Yes. I'm in there. I'm trying to get in there now. It's under program static reports, isn't it? Or no, it's under regular reports.
Oh, shoot. I want to do this. It's under, actually, I thought it was under program static.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just get an error message.
Okay.
So you're wasting your time if you go on mine, unless it's got something to do with the computer.
I'm curious if it has anything to do with, so you were looking at leadership planning calculator?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, open. Sometimes, Kelly, another thing that you might want to do is try saving it as, do save as and save it to your desktop. And then open it that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, it's because my iPad doesn't have Excel. That's why it won't open.
That's why it won't open. It's because the iPad.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Excel on your, so just like what we were talking about. So here's the last 6 campaigns. It'll always go. So this is as of, you can see it right here, updated as of campaign 8, 2018 mail plan 10. That's not right. Dates April 4th. That can't be right. Oh yeah, it is right. Okay. So, but still your 9 and 10 numbers are here. So here's your 9, your team activity.
But they're all the same. That's weird.
Oh, then then this is accurate. So here's what they do. They take this campaign average right here in column H.
Okay.
You can highlight it. And if you look what this number is, it's the same all the way across, right?
Right.
Because this is projections. So this does need to be updated. This needs to be updated. It hasn't updated for campaign 9 yet. So they're behind on this. But what is helpful with this, when you're looking at projections or planning, say you want to increase your team sales by $5,000, just for an example, right? So we talked about you can increase your activity, you can increase your your average order size. That'll all go to your volume. You can increase your personal sales, or you can develop 3 new bronze ambassadors in the quarter, right? What's a bronze ambassador worth? $1,000 every campaign.
Right.
If you develop 3 of them, that's $3,000 a campaign times 6 campaigns. What is that? That's $18,000.
$1,800. Yeah.
That's a lot.
18,000.
So this here looks at the activity, and this here looks at the average order size. And so I should be able to play around with this. So if oh shoot, that didn't work. I might have to go up here. Usually there's a little button on top that says enable editing, and then it allows me to go into the cell that's highlighted and put a new, well, maybe it'll work now. Put a new percentage. So I projected, Kelly, if you went from 57.4 to 60, look at the difference it makes in your team sales.
Yeah. Yep. And our goal is 70%. Actually, we're normally closer to 66%, 67%. So that's actually a low average.
Look what 70% will do for you.
Ooh.
You guys see that? 18,193, and she was averaging 14,112. Now, 57 to 70 is a pretty good jump, right?
Yes.
But it's fun to play around with that. The other thing is your average order size. So your average order size is, this is interesting, 126. Now they're projecting 132. I don't know why that is. But let's just do one.
Our goal is 150.
Okay, let's do 150 then.
And that's what I tell everybody. Our goal is that. And I'll even tell them, if we all had met that average order goal, we would have met
Look at
this goal and this would have happened.
Look at this.
And,
Look at
oh
this.
yeah, that does exactly what it needs to do.
That's where you want to be, is at 20,000. So,
Yep.
you know, there's two ways right there. Get the average order up to 150, activity up to 70, and continue to partner with the people in the conversations that you're having. You're having lots of chance encounter conversations, building relationships, going back to people, circling back, identifying high potential in your team, and all of those things too. That's just adds to this. So you've got a lot of different balls that you can kind of play with to get to that level.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun.
This is fun. You could be dangerous with this calculator, you guys.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, you know, playing around with it a little bit and seeing where it brings you. The only thing that didn't happen is your title should have changed in here. I don't know why it didn't change. But
Yeah, it should have changed in
It should have.
campaign 6.
It should have changed. Yeah, it should have went to silver.
Everything's still on the edge. I am so on pins and needles right now with that. Just waiting. The anticipation. It's worse than waiting for ketchup.
Yeah, so I hear you. Kelly's title is kind of in this place because of the, what's the right language? Because of the change in the
new
compensation
world.
plan. New world.
Yeah, the change.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what they call, when you call leadership, they call it the new world and the old world. It's kind of scary.
New Avon and old Avon, right? Yeah, definitely. All right, you guys, any questions? Anything for the good of the whole? Amy, I got you down for 90 minutes next time.
Sounds good.
We're gonna
Yay.
we're gonna go hunting and vibe and crack
Sounds
down
good.
some more things, okay?
Yep.
All right. Polly, how about you? How you doing?
Doing good.
All right.
Gonna
Good.
get better every day.
I'll see you on Wednesday, Polly.
President luncheon.
President's Club
Have
lunch.
fun.
I will see you there. And you have fun at yours too,
All
Kelly.
right.
Thank you.
And Amy, we're gonna just send you kisses from afar.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
You
Good
too. Bye-bye.
night.
All right.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good day. Bye.